is Wednesday, December the 16th. I am your host, Casey Phoenix, and this is my daily thought. All right. I'm working on making these shorter. That's kind of my goal because I know that sometimes I get a little sidetracked with my stories and everything, even though I'm sure some of you love my stories. But I'm looking to condense things down, unless I'm doing like a reading or something, which those will hopefully start towards the end of the month. But I want to jump straight into this. I mentioned yesterday about what can go right. And one thing I was thinking about is, for those who follow the show, listen to the podcast, you know that one of my favorite TV shows is Lucifer. Lucifer is hilarious. If you haven't watched Lucifer, you should check it out sometime. It's very, very funny. And one thing that he does to people is he'll say to them something to the effect of, tell me what it is that you desire. Because his power is to get people to say what they really want, what's really on their mind. And since he's working with the detective, which, okay, spoiler alert for those who haven't watched Lucifer, he works with the detective on the show. And his power pretty much works on everyone except for the detective, which is why he became so fascinated with her. But for everyone else, if he looks into their eyes and he's like, tell me what it is you desire, then the criminal usually confesses and implicates themselves in whatever crime they did and talks about how they want to be this or how they want to do that or whatever. And I know some people who are listening to this podcast are like, okay, Casey, what are you saying? I'm about to get to that. What I'm saying is that people usually hide what they really want, what they really desire, because they're afraid of what others might think. And it's weird to me because it's almost like when I mentioned yesterday about, keeping the open mind on what can go right. The door has to stay open so possibilities can come through the door. If you're always thinking about what can go wrong in the door, that means the door is closed and the possibilities can't come in, the good energy. It's almost like that with the tell me what it is that you desire. The universe hears people. It hears you when you say what you want. It hears you when you say what you don't want, and sometimes it gives you exactly what you said you don't want. But it doesn't hear anything if you're not being true to yourself, if you're not saying what you really desire. Where if you're, and I'm just using this as an example, I'm throwing this out here. If you're working at a job, and let's say you're an accountant or whatever, but that's not really your desire. Even though you're good with numbers and you know how to do things, you don't want to be an accountant. You want to be an Olympic competitor, or vice versa. Let's say you're an Olympic competitor and your parents have raised you to compete and be in sports, but you're like, I really love numbers. I would love to do accounting. That's what I desire. But you're not willing to tell your parents that because they're like, no. You're going to be the best swimmer. You're going to be better than Michael Phelps, or you're going to be the best this or best this, whatever in Olympics, if I can talk. And that's what you should do. And because their expectations and their hopes are so high for you, what you really desire gets shut away, closed and wrapped up and shut away, where it can't come out. And it's the same thing with expectations on other stuff, where let's say that you really desire to be an entertainer, but your family has these expectations that they want you to go to college. Or your family has these expectations because they heard you sing and they're like, oh, you are one of the best singers that we've ever heard. We're going to pay for you to do voice classes. We're going to have you do this. We're going to have you do that. And you're like, hey, I just want to go to college and become a doctor. No, 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 no. Your voice is too good to waste doing this. You should go ahead. You're going to go in entertainment. You can always go back to college, whatever. But tell me what it is that you desire. That's what counts. And if you let your true desire get locked away, if you let someone dim the light of your desire, the universe won't be able to see it. And you won't be able to pursue what you really want to pursue. The universe will not deliver the tools needed for you to get the thing that you desire. And I'm in what I was just talking about was career. It could also be something material as well, whether it's a car, whether it's an Xbox Series X, or a PS5, or a relationship as well. Some people, they're not always willing to say they want a relationship or the type of relationship that they want, the type of person they would like, where they would like to be with someone who's at least 6 feet tall, or someone who's this ethnicity, or someone who has blonde hair or red hair or black hair or whatever, or someone who is no older than 40. Things like that. Sometimes people don't say what they really desire because they're afraid of judgment, criticism, critique, things like that. Because there may be someone who's 25 that's like, you know what? I really don't want anyone under 50. That's what they truly desire. And there are people out there like that. And they may not say it out loud because they're afraid of what others may think of them. So it gets locked away. They just keep it to themselves. However, when you are willing to say what you desire out loud, the more likely it is that the universe will deliver to you what you want. Because when you can say it out loud, there is a word for that. It's called conviction. When you show conviction in what you want, the stronger the energy is. Versus if you're like, if you desire to be a singer, and I really don't know why my phone keeps beeping. It's throwing me off. Universe, can I get some backup, please? But if you desire to be a singer, or if you desire to, I don't know, become a plumber or something, but you're not willing to say it out loud, if you're not willing to own it, if you're not willing to say what it is that you desire, then how can the universe acknowledge it? Because the universe's mindset might be, well, if they don't believe it, why should I deliver it? If their conviction isn't strong enough for it, why should I deliver it? They don't seem to want it bad enough because they're unwilling to say it out loud. So I ask you this. Tell me what it is that you desire. Are you willing to say it out loud? If you are, more than likely, you'll get it if you haven't already. If you are not, then the next question becomes, where's the conviction? You must not really, really desire it. Deep down inside, you must not really, really desire it because you don't have the conviction to say it out loud. You allowed all the other noise surrounding you to keep you from saying what it is that you desire. And you can't do that. If there's something that you desire, you have to go for it. And you have to be willing to say it out loud and say it with conviction. If you desire to be the top brain surgeon, if you desire to own Bugatti, I'm just throwing stuff out here. If you desire to be the first person to travel around the world 1,000 times, if you desire to have a spouse and 15 kids, if you desire to be the best cook in your state, if you desire to be the first person in your family to start your own business, if you desire to be the top student in your class, tell me what it is that you desire. That's what the universe is saying to you. The question is, are you willing to answer? Tell me what it is that you desire. If you can answer that question out loud, more than likely you're going to end up getting what you desire. And that is my daily thought. All right, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. You guys know, if you've listened to my podcast, I don't do apologies because apologies don't do anything. So I don't do apologies. I will say I will do my best to make sure that my phone is on silent next time so it isn't vibrating and doing all types of other stuff. But you know how I feel about apologies. If apologies fixed everything, we wouldn't need laws or policemen. So yeah, on that part. But KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. Also, the podcast is on iHeartRadio. It is on Spotify. It is on Apple. It is on Google. It is on Pandora. So yeah, podcast is pretty much just about everywhere. And I thank everyone for listening to the podcast. Also, you can follow on Instagram, KIRWKC. You can follow on Twitter, KIRWKC. If you're watching this on YouTube or Daily Motion, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, followed by the notification bell for YouTube. That will let you know when I upload new videos. This weekend, what am I doing this weekend before I go, just to have an idea? I did wacky news. I'll probably do a movie recommendation this weekend is what I will do. Because I just watched the movie. It was not brand new, but as in it was just released on video on demand, but it was already in theaters. But yeah, and I liked it. So I'll probably do a movie recommendation this weekend is what I may do. We'll see what happens. And yeah, that's all I have. Thank you again for all the support and listening to the podcast. I appreciate it. Until next time, be blessed.